all doing well today. Today in Clash Royale, we're going to talk about my favorite deck in the game, baby, because I love this deck. It was shared with me by Diego B, who will be the pro featured on the channel today. It's been a long time since we had my main man Diego back on the channel. He's representing Team Liquid in CRL. Really excited to see how he does when that season kicks off in August. Anyway, guys, this is the deck. I love this deck. It's my favorite deck in the game right now. You guys know that I prefer Three Musketeers, but right now Three Muskies with the buff to Valkyrie and Mega Knight are in a tough spot. And the deck that I used to love, my old favorite deck, which is this one right here, it also took a hit because of the Ice Golem and the Royal Ghost nerf. So I've switched over. I've switched over to Beatdown, which is an easy archetype to pick up. It's a more difficult archetype to actually master to get to that next tier level of being a top player in the world with it. But a player like yours truly, I'm very comfortable in Beatdown. I'm comfortable taking tower damage and using my princess towers as resources rather than just protecting them at all costs, which is definitely key to playing a Beatdown deck. So let's go ahead and hop into a live match before we hop into Diego's replays. I'm pretty high right now. I'm ranked 2140 in the world. Granted, it's relatively early in the season. So let's see how we do here in this matchup going against LSL. So give a thumbs up. We'll give him a good luck, and we don't have pump in our first 5 cards, which is not ideal. We really want pump in our first 5 cards, so we're just going to concentrate on cycling. Not in our first 6 cards. Not good. Not good. Not our first 7 cards, our last card, guys. We don't want that. That's not what we want here. But the fact that he has bats tells me that he probably has... very tempting to kind of go in with a prince there, but I'm not going to because odds are he has an answer. And there it is, his 3 muskies. This is going to be very difficult. We finally got to our pump, guys. But as you can see here, I'm going to play a golem right in front of that wizard and basically sacrifice this golem and take tower damage into the right lane. I don't even know what else I could do, honestly, other than this play here. So I'm contemplating whether I want to back. I'm not going to even back up this push, actually, guys. I'm just going to go ahead. I actually will drop a prince now that he dropped that to tank for my wizard, since he dropped that aggressive battle ram there. So, again, not going to get... Actually, I got more damage than he did there, which, I'll take it. All we were doing is trying to cycle to another pump. He responds with bats onto my wizard. I think that pump by my opponent may have been an overcommitment, but I'm sure he's going to pump up right now. Excuse me, the battle ram. I'm sure he's going to pump up right now, as am I. It doesn't look like he has minors, so we'll just go ahead and drop the pump in the back. It could cost me. We'll see. I'm just going to wait till I have a little bit more of elixir to defend here, and then I'm going to drop a poison on that. I'm not going to save my poison for the... Not going to say... Okay. Sorry, just setting up here. Okay, I have my wizard ready. Wizard's going to do work against that horde. I will take a little bit of damage. Come on, Wiz. Come on, turn. There we go, baby. There we go. All right, cool. Now we're looking pretty good. We're 1 card away from... But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit right lane. The reason I'm going to hit right lane is because I anticipate him coming in exactly doing what he did there, right? I knew he was going to come at me hard in the opposite lane, and I can't really afford to lose a tower, at least in my opinion, this late into the match. I think if I lost that right tower, it put so much pressure on me performing in this next push here, and I don't want to have that pressure. So we're just going to go ahead and... So he drops the 3 muskies all in the same lane. I think that's going to probably be GG for me here. I'm just going to keep unloading here with everything that I possibly can. I'm also going to drop another wizard behind here. I'm just going to keep supporting this push. I know he's low on elixir. I'm going to go ahead and poison to take care of those spear goblins in the back, and that is going to take down his right tower, guys. And you guys can see the power of the wizard. And honestly, I think what won me this match, guys, is going in the right lane there, even though I had damage already off of the other tower, because I definitely would have lost a tower and things would be going into double elixir time right now. So we'll give him a well played and a thumbs up, and let's go ahead and move into, let's check our rank first. We are 1577, not too bad. And again, I'm not bragging here, it's early on and I'm maxed out, so who cares, but I'm a noob. I'm excited about these things. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and hop into Diego's replays. Okay, guys, here we are with Diego B. He shared 3 replays from a recent 12-win Grand Challenge. Now, guys, I mentioned this yesterday, but it bears repeating here. It's very important. Every deck that I share here on the channel, if you guys are in a trophy range using these decks where a different spell better suits you, definitely make the change. Don't stick with the deck just because it's the version that I'm sharing. So in this deck in particular, Diego B is using Log. Now, Log obviously helps against bait decks. It also helps against the Mega Knight Skeleton Barrel deck that is back in the meta, and most importantly, it helps a lot against Rascal decks, which are everywhere in Grand Challenges and at the very top of ladder. But if you're around maybe like the 4K range or lower, I think you'd be better off running Zap in this deck. Now, this is coming from me, not Diego, so take it for what it's worth, but definitely use Fireball. Don't be afraid to use Fireball. Don't be afraid to use Zap in these decks. Again, on yesterday's Trifecta video, we shared a Trifecta deck using Log, and I told you guys the same thing. If you're in that 4K range, or a little bit lower on ladder, I would actually use Zap. So just kind of a note for you guys, if I were you and I was using this on ladder, most of you, I would actually prefer Zap and Fireball, or Zap and Poison if your Poison is at a decent level. So here in this match, you can see the first 2 minutes of any Golem deck with Pump is going to be more about playing defense and protecting your Pump than it is executing a huge, big beatdown push. So good defense here by Diego, just going to use his Mega Minion. He'll take a little bit of damage, but as I said off the top of the video here, guys, it's a Golem deck. You have to be comfortable with taking advantage of your Princess Tower's health as a resource, meaning that it's dispensable, it's disposable. You can use it without getting all down on yourself. You can even lose a tower and it's not the end of the world. Now, the cool thing about this deck too, we haven't really talked too much about the deck. Look at this Prince coming. Look at how he handles this Prince. The last second skeletons, boom, right to the left there. Very, very nicely played. Takes no damage on that right tower. But the thing about this deck here, and this push on the left nothing's gonna come of it at all. But you can see that he doesn't double down and support it, you know, with the Prince and stuff like that, with a Log. He just lets it kind of chill, even though the Mega Minion is right on top of his Wizard there, and then he's gonna take this poison value that the opponent is giving him, even though he does miss the E-Wiz there. So the thing about this deck is the poison catches everybody off guard, guys. You don't expect a Golem deck to run poison. I prefer poison in this deck, as does Diego, even more than Tornado, which is like the obvious spell choice for this deck because of the synergy with Wizard. I don't agree with that, and I'm with Diego here. I think Poison's much better. You saw in the first matchup that I played live on ladder to kick off this video, guys. When people see Golem, they forget that you're running Poison. I used Poison against his first Elixir Pump, and he clustered his 3 Musketeers in the same lane when I had my big push 2 minutes later, because he forgot, obviously, that I'm running Poison, or he didn't think I had enough Elixir for it. Either way, it's really beneficial, especially in this meta, Poison over Nado, at least in my opinion. Wizard has that radius increase as well, that it doesn't make it as important necessarily to have that Nado all the time to synergize with that Wizard. So here, going into overtime in this match, guys, I just gotta point out the patience here in the way that Diego plays this deck in this matchup, which is very important for you guys too, because Giants everywhere right now. Giant decks are everywhere. I had a great Giant deck to share with you guys. Shout out to Soy Milk if you're watching, and I apologize, man. A great pro, first-time pro on the channel, but he shared a deck with me, and I couldn't get it out before the balance changes, and I just don't want to share a deck that was from the previous meta at this point. Anyway, digressing back to the episode here, we're just playing defense. We haven't dropped a Golem since that failed Golem push way early on. We did get a lot of damage just from these little counter pushes and poisons onto the opponent's tower here, but he's playing this very aggressively. So we're waiting until one of his pushes dies out, just like you saw there, and we have enough Elixir to play our Golem. We played the Golem right in front of that King Tower, really distracting that E-Wiz, both of the Electro whatever rays from the E-Wiz, and now we're able to really put the pressure on with the Poison, with the Wizard, and with the Prince. The Log comes down, and the opponent has no answer here. Diego B picks up the victory against a very good Giant player. They didn't make a lot of mistakes there, but they were really aggressive, and Diego kind of shifted his tempo to match the opponent, not rushing anything, taking full advantage of the 3 minutes of overtime at tournament level standard. Moving into deck or match number 2, this is the deck Kaja is playing that I have seen going around. It's a similar deck. It's a little bit different. It doesn't have the skeletons, the cycle. It has Lumberjack, Dark Prince, and it also has Tornado. So a few cards differently. He's running Zap as well, even though that we're running Log. And we're going to go ahead and see how these decks kind of match up against each other. I think you guys are going to see early on that in a mirror match like this, Diego B's deck is definitely going to have the edge. So he's able to poison the opponent's pump, and you know, what is Kaja going to do? He's not going to NATO the pump. He has no answer for the elixir pump. That's going to put Diego B throughout this entire match at a huge advantage because he can keep playing defense and stockpiling elixir pumps and eventually cash in on a huge monster push. So here it goes. It's a wizard and a prince against that golem there. They do stop the golem, and then he kites everything over with the skeletons, and the Mega Minion finishes everything off there. The wizard's still alive as well. And look at that. We didn't take really any damage here. So here comes the wizard and the NATO combo by the opponent. In that situation, see, I mean, it's a strong combo, but it didn't even pay off there. He actually took a prince charge, taking a lot of damage to his right tower. All said and done, like 1,000 damage off his right tower. So Diego's in a huge lead here. And check this out, guys. They're tied in elixir right now, and Kaja hasn't even played his pump yet. He's going to play the pump now, an elixir advantage. You can see 5 or 6 elixir lead here for Diego B. That's pretty much good game. There's no way, unless Diego made an epic mistake, there's no way that Diego can lose this match given his huge elixir advantage. And again, it's kind of harkening back to that point I made about the poison. Being able to, again, punish the opponent's pumps is just going to give a huge and decisive advantage in this matchup to Diego. So here it comes, guys. It's going to be a charging prince going right into that golem. There's a lumberjack and a mega knight on Diego's golem, but look at how fast we take down that golem. Just the skeletons and the prince were able to kill his golem before he kills ours. Now both of the counterattack troops are going to kind of go head to head here. Diego drops a poison on that right tower, taking it down to the distance where one more poison can take it out there. And only with 30 seconds or so left in this match, it's going to be basically GG at this point. He sends in the log there. All he needs is one more log. Just playing defense here, Diego's going to be able to pick up this matchup. Just a very, very textbook match here by Diego, guys. And again, here comes the wizard, the Mega Minion, the skeletons, the prince, all doing work on defense. We have a lot of firepower on defense using this deck. Part of the reason that I love it so much, I guess the only weak spot to this deck, and I should throw this out there, guys, you're going to lose with this deck too. You know, it's not one of those decks that it's a deck where hopefully you can win decisively 60% of your matches, you know? But sometimes you're going to get a bad starting hand. Your pump's going to be nowhere to be seen, and your opponent does have a pump in their starting hand, and you're going to lose because of that. Sometimes your opponent's just going to have an extremely fast cycle with all the answers they need against your golem, and they're going to win. That's okay. But stick with it, because I did, you know, and I've had so much success with this deck. I really, really enjoy it. So just kind of a disclaimer out there that don't get discouraged if you lose a match or two. Diego B is going to go ahead hopping into this matchup here against a Mega Knight new bait deck. He's going to catch that miner. Protecting the pump, so important. If you suspect or if you know your opponent has miner, it's really important to save your prince because we don't have a lot of ground answers. We have skeletons and we really have prince. You can't catch that miner with your wizard, so saving your skeletons and your prince, ideally your prince for that miner to protect your pump, is going to be really pivotal in this matchup. So a beautiful kiting of that bandit to the left lane there by Diego. Just a really good job of still getting that wizard to take down that bandit and also keeping that wizard alive to support the push in the left lane. So here comes the opponent, going to drop that Inferno Dragon and the Mega Knight on the golem. Golem's going to be dead in just a second here, but the wizard does live quite a while, and she cleans up, not totally, but basically the tower is going to be able to finish off this Mega Knight and Inferno Dragon before it gets any damage, and we're able to pump up again. So again, we're saving that prince. We know the opponent does have miner and cycle. He sends in the miner, but he sends it onto the tower, kind of juking out Diego, but it was all for naught. He gets a lot of damage with those bats on the left tower, but check it out. Now we have a golem push going, and the opponent wasted their miner on something other than the pump. And, you know, maybe they can still poison the pump, but at this point, we've already gotten a decent amount of value out of it. So here it comes again, the poison going down for Diego B, kind of slowly chipping away at that Inferno Dragon. If he had Zap right now, that tower would be done. Forget it, right? But in this circumstance, obviously better suited to have that Zap. In other circumstances, such as the previous matchup with the charging princes everywhere, better to have that log, right? So here he goes again, another big elixir advantage here, and both players exchange an early good game because the opponent knows, man, he's been able to pump and protect his pumps. He's coming at me with a monster push here. Even though I have Mega Knight and Ewiz and Inferno Dragon, I'm not going to be able to stop Diego B's deck here. And Diego B does something really smart. If you know you have a huge elixir advantage, guys, you can cash in with another golem at the bridge because the golem's guaranteed like 500 damage plus if he can at least get to the tower, and in this case he does, taking down that left tower. Another victory for Diego. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out Diego B's player profile and stats. Thanks to statsroyale.com. And guys, huge shout out to Bren Chung, my YouTube partner. Check out his information in the description below. Guys, thanks so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.